Martin Scorsese is literally almost in his 80s. And after I watched The Irishman, I would consider he's one of the better directors than any other directors out there. The Irishman is a new crime boss film that is directed and written by Martin Scorsese and stars, let me explain the cast. Robert De Niro, Joe Pesci, Al Pacino. Already from the cast of this movie, I knew this film's gonna be great, because I love those three guys. So basically this movie is kind of based on true events. This movie took place in the 1950s. We got a retired mobster played by Robert De Niro, who is involved with this crime family led by Joe Pesci's character, and also Robert De Niro in the movie has to work with Al Pacino in the movie. And that's all I'm gonna say about The Irishman, because there's so many stuff that really happens in this movie and I really don't want to give it away. Now, I have not seen this movie in theaters. Actually, this movie was releasing in theaters tomorrow. But of course, this movie came out on Netflix and I saw it on Netflix. And I gotta say, Martin Scorsese is one of the most influenced and artistic directors out there. And he turned out to be one of my top 5 favorite directors of all time. He's one of the directors that inspire me, because most of his films are like pure art with its story and dialogue and inconsistency. Movies like Goodfellas, The Departed, Casino, The Wolf of Wall Street, and he even made a great family film, Hugo, which I thought is very underrated. The only film I haven't seen from his is Silence. I have not seen Silence. I need to watch that movie eventually. But I gotta say, guys, The Irishman I was very excited for, especially to see these three guys returning in film, because I love Robert De Niro, Joe Pesci, Al Pacino. I love them three leads, and the story sounds really interesting from the trailers, so I cannot wait for this film to come out on Netflix, and finally I watched it. A 3-hour and 30-minute film. Is it worth it? Absolutely. The Irishman was artistic and revolutionary. It is a film that impacts me. It's actually one of the most artistic and the most influenced films of 2019. I think it's one of the best written films of 2019, honestly. And Martin Scorsese, he has still got it. He's literally almost 80 years old, and he needs to get nominated for Best Director of the Year. He can still bloody direct, and that's what I wanted to do. I want to act and direct movies till I'm probably his age, and still keep going until I die, and become revolutionary just like what Martin Scorsese is, because Martin Scorsese, he knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing in this entire freaking film. Yes, this film, once again, it's a 3-hour and 30-minute movie. But what's worth this 3-hour and 30-minute limit is the cast. The cast of The Irishman is fantastic. We got Robert De Niro, who was fantastic in this movie. I think this is one of the best Robert De Niro performances I have seen in a while. I loved him in Taxi Driver. I loved him in Goodfellas. I think this might be his best performance he has done in a while. Also, Joe Pesci. He was retired, and he is one of the best characters in Martin Scorsese films. I loved him in Goodfellas. I love him as an actor. Haven't seen him in a film in a while, and Joe Pesci has still got it in The Irishman. He was awesome in this film. He's still the Joe Pesci that we know and love from other Martin Scorsese films, and literally, Joe Pesci is just amazing in this film. But honestly, my favorite character in this entire film is, of course, Al Pacino. Hooah! Hooah! Like, I just have to. Al Pacino in this movie was fantastic. He plays a very over-the-top character, but he's over-the-top in the most fantastic way. He's not over-the-top in a really silly way. He plays that character great in this film. He's that character that you know, he's always over the top. But for the film's purpose, it makes so much sense why his character's like that. And Al Pacino in this film was just fantastic. I enjoyed his performance throughout this whole 3-hour freaking film. Yes, I have to keep saying this. This is a 3-hour and 30-minute film. This is a long film. But what's great about The Irishman is the story inconsistency. It is so interesting from start to finish that you don't even feel like you're watching a 3-hour movie. You feel like you're watching a 2-hour and 20 minutes and you just wanted more from the story. The story was fantastic in this movie. The writing, fantastic. The dialogue, great. It's everything about The Irishman from start to finish. It impacts me and interests me. And it just made me not think this is a 3-hour movie. It makes me think you're into this world of crime and mobsters. And I think Martin Scorsese was great at that, because this is like, I don't know how many crime films he does, because every single film, well, not every single film, but probably most films he does are crime films. And I think he is one of the best crime directors out there, because he knows how to make a crime film interesting. He knows how to make the dialogues in every single movie he is, like, directing interesting. The Irishman from start to finish is interesting. The way the characters are interesting. I could explain the whole movie how revolutionary the film is, but it could take an hour to say. That's how fantastic The Irishman is. Is it my favorite movie of the year though? Well, I would say there is one little issue with The Irishman. And it's kind of like my same issue with Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, that there is like one moment in the film that I just felt like, that's a little bit off. Same with The Irishman. There is a moment in The Irishman that is a bit off. It's not boring, it's not shit, it's not that or anything. It's just something involved in Robert De Niro's character that I feel like it kind of took me off guard with the story a bit. But that is it. The Irishman, overall, it's one of the best written films of 2019. And this movie came out on Netflix, and I wish I saw The Irishman in theaters. Now, I would say this is kind of like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood for me. Not in a bad way. I would say this movie is better than Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, that's for sure. But with Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, it is a great comeback to Quentin Tarantino. But it's not his best film. I think the other films are a bit better. Same with The Irishman. This is a great return for Martin Scorsese. But I think like Goodfellas, Casino, and Taxi Driver and all that stuff will always stay classics. But I would say The Irishman is definitely a great return and comeback for the most legendary artistic directors of all time. The characters are great. For a 3-hour and 30-minute movie, I am so impressed from start to finish of The Irishman. Guys, you need to see The Irishman as soon as you can, because I'm going to give The Irishman an A. So guys, that is my review for The Irishman. Let me know what you think of this movie in the comments below. If you like the movie, hate the movie, or you thought it's okay, just let me know in the comments below. Make sure you guys follow me on Facebook, Stardust, Instagram, and Twitter. Keep contacting me, and make sure you guys subscribe to my channel, notified for my latest reviews, and have a nice day.